This is I feel like a guerrilla broadcaster. I know.
Well, guys, we're hoping we're starting. We'll tell you the minute that we get the confirmation we're going.
It could be that we're live right now, and we just don't have the
There we
there
are.
we go.
We're
Now we're
live.
live. Excellent.
Hey, welcome from live at Enterprise Connect 2016. My name's Sean Wilson, and joined with me is my esteemed colleague, Jamie Stark.
Hey everybody, my name's Jamie. I look after voice interop and networking, but if you're listening to us, you may already know that. And indeed, we are broadcasting live using Skype Meeting Broadcast from the middle of the show floor at Enterprise Connect at the Microsoft booth. We thought that we would just want to share a little bit of
and Paul joins us as well.
We thought we'd just want to come out and share a little bit of what we're doing here out of the show, and kind of talk about a little bit of what we're seeing. We're going to do this every day.
Yeah, we're doing this for the next 3 days, and you're going to see some different iterations. You might see it in different backgrounds. Really, one of the things that I think was kind of neat was we talk about real-time communications. So we run two booths over with 1 minute to go, right? Because we couldn't get the headsets to pair correctly.
Yeah, it was literally. And okay, so shout out to Plantronics.
Yeah,
Plantronics is providing us these amazing headsets. One of the things we're doing technically here that's a little bit different is that Sean and I, we both have headsets on, but they're both connected to my PC. My PC is here, plugged into the wire that's going and broadcasting to you. Of course, we're using our Logitech conference cam that has been our mainstay of every broadcast
we've done.
I know that we've done. We actually did one internally for our field to give them a sneak peek on Keynote. No, we're not telling you anything about Keynote. But yeah, so we brought that out from Redmond because we're very familiar with this setup and want everything to be good. So. All right, so where do we start?
Actually, one thing I wanted to kind of start with was we should anybody that wants to kind of follow the chatter, if you're not here, hashtag, well, there's two, hashtag Skype for B for us, but if you want to hear some of the great commentary is hashtag EC16, right? So it really, you get a lot of the flow, you get great people's opinions and thoughts and feelings. So yeah, if you want to do that, it's a great way if you're not here to be part of the conversation. So
definitely. So I've been trying to stay on Twitter and to kind of share and showcase some of the stuff that I'm seeing. I've been trying to stay up to date on stuff because this is the first day of the show. It's been a little maddening. We have customer meetings going on. We've got we're meeting with different folks in our partner organizations. We're setting up the booth. Had the booth just get started a few hours ago, and now we get the chance to talk with you. Yeah. So what are we doing at the booth?
Hey, so we took a different spin on this, right? So normally you come into our booth, we give you a demo, we tell you how awesome our stuff is, and then you go on your way and potentially go and find, a Skype for Business partner or your salesperson, and then Microsoft salesperson, and they would talk to you all about Skype for Business. We felt that we needed to empower people to take that step right away.
Absolutely.
So what did we decide to do?
So we are signing folks up for Office 365 here in the booth, using the public E5 trial, and then we're adding on the promo code for doing PSTN calling, domestic and international. So what folks can do is they can come out to the booth here at Enterprise Connect, see the Microsoft booth, hear all about Skype for Business, and start off from scratch and walk away with a full-blown E5 Office 365 tenant that can send and receive phone calls using real phone numbers, all set up as you're standing here kind of having a conversation. It's just it's phenomenal. It's the coolest thing.
Yeah, actually I was sitting here talking to a healthcare company, and they're doing the whole bake-off thing, like everybody's doing their bake-off. And I said, so are you on-prem or in the cloud? He's like, oh, we're on-prem. And he's an old-time telecom engineer. And I said, so I'm gonna kind of maybe push the limits here a little bit and say, have you tried our Office 365 trial so that you could provision within minutes? And he's like, no, but I'm right on it. So let's take a look at this. And so what you're seeing is you're kind of seeing that evolution of where at one point we were, hey, learn all about this from Skype for Business, and then hopefully you remember it when you leave. And now we're like, hey, by the way, when you leave, not only are you able to make those phone calls, but you now have a full client that we're having people download right onto their mobile device.
Oh yeah, and of course, the client it's a full media client. So the other thing that we were doing when we were setting this up with our booth staff initially, we were doing a test run through. So we create the new tenant, we set up a user, and then immediately right there, from our tenant, from our Office 365 tenant that we're using to run the demos in the booth, just directly going and typing in the name of the new user, the brand new tenant that we just created, and firing up a video call to their mobile phone. Like I think it just really kind of puts into perspective how powerful it is to have a real public communications cloud.
Hey, wait a second. So what you're saying is we actually now have real-time communications.
Absolutely, we do. We absolutely do have real-time communications here.
I'm gonna take a step.
Yeah, no worries. So a couple other things that we've got going on here at the booth. We brought a few Surface Hubs down from Redmond. One of them here at the booth, and I don't think I ever walked by and saw the Surface Hub board. Like anytime I walk by there, there are folks checking out a schematic of a radial engine on it. They're doing Skype calls on it. They're drawing it on the they're drawing it.
You see the football thing?
No.
So when they do the football and they do the play-by-plays and you see him draw it, he's actually got an app that will slow-mo a video roll, and you can draw on it while it's in motion. I mean, like, we're talking, and he's in a Skype call presenting it.
Yeah, I mean, you could just imagine, like you're going through and you're an industrial designer and you're looking at some some film or some footage about something going on, and then your team from around the world is just right there, kind of following along as you're annotating on that. It's just so cool.
It really is. It's just. I saw it and I'm like, I've seen the Surface Hub. I've played with it. I did Ignite. I've done it. I've demoed it. I literally walked over and said, move out of my way. I want to play.
So we're also doing booth presentations here, and they're booth presentations with a little kind of twist. So the way that we're doing them is a Microsoft person comes up and kind of kicks off the topic. So, for example, I gave one today, and it was on voice. And so, of course, I'm going to talk about Cloud PBX and PSTN calling and Cloud Connector and all those things. But then right when I get to the point where I need to talk about clients and phones and stuff, I bring up a colleague from Polycom, and then Polycom goes and they talk through their voice offerings.
Yeah.
I was really, really stoked with the way that worked and the way that came out. Bunch of people were listening in.
You should look. I posted on Twitter a picture of you with the entire mob scene. I mean, let's be clear. The theater holds about 25 people, and Jamie didn't have standing room only. He had basically taken over the entire aisle in two different directions of people listening in between him and Polycom.
I will admit, we did think that could have been a possibility, and perhaps organized our booth to be able to facilitate that.
So that's forward-thinking marketing right there.
Okay. No, it was a treat to be able to have an opportunity for our partners like Polycom. We were also met up there by Citrix, and I forget who was up there with Albert. But it's a treat to have our partners engaged with us here at the booth. They are just a critical part of our overall delivery of the solution. Microsoft, through its history, has really been enabled in a tremendous way by our partner community, and so it's fantastic to have them out here. We also have 4 SIs here at the booth who are exclusively helping customers get forward with some of our fast track offerings for deploying Cloud Voice.
And for those that are out there that might not know this, there's a fast track offering. Those that aren't familiar, fast track is Microsoft's ability to scale deployment and adoption with a free service that's included within Office 365. You have more than 50 users. Hey, we're having a Jamie's office moment where the lights are going off.
Except at this point, I don't think it's because we're not moving around enough. I think it's because they're gonna try to kick us out here at some point. Because the internet is still working. Of course, we're not going to go anywhere. Couple other cool things we're doing at the booth. We are giving away every day. We are getting a chance to win a Surface book. I have now started to see more and more colleagues walking around with Surface books. And
jealousy.
It's a little hard. It's a little difficult. I really want, but of course I'm not able to enter. And the way that you do it, if you happen to be here on site at Enterprise Connect, or you have some colleagues that are Enterprise Connect, let them know about this promotion. It's the buttons promotion, as Sean is showing off. You got the Ninja?
I got the Ninja.
Sean's got the Ninja button. So each one of our partners has that's here at Enterprise Connect. There's 20 of them. They each have a button that you can collect. And so if you go around and you get this stamped by any 5 of the 20 partners that are listed here, and then you fill this out, you get a chance to win a Surface Book. I think we're giving away
6.
We're giving away 2 a day.
2 a day. And we're not eligible.
No, of course we're not eligible.
I mean,
I'll have tough refreshes coming up soon.
Yeah, I think we might get there.
But what we can take advantage of, and what everybody is giving away, these are awesome. So these are these are no, they're not whips. They're they're USB chargers. And what's awesome about it is that they're USB chargers that support iPhone, Android, and Windows Phone, just like Skype for Business.
That's right. So regardless of your interconnect.
Can you get me a poster? I want to show the poster.
Yeah. So, by the way, we are broadcasting real time. We actually had somebody come up to the booth and ask me about this little card. We just asked a colleague for some. One of the things also that I meant to finish with the Fast Track was the Cloud PBX offer.
Yes.
So if you are really looking to take advantage of Office 365 and really take a look at bringing those worlds together, one of the things you can actually do is take advantage of this Cloud PBX offer, where we're really enabling our partners for helping our partners to enable Cloud PBX and integration within on-premise solutions as well, right?
Speaking about Cloud PBX, another one of the things we're giving away is one of these just awesome posters. Someone who was very that's perfect, Paul. Thank you. somebody who was very astute actually caught one of our broadcasts where I had hung up an early version of the poster. Oh yeah, totally. Somebody reached out to me on Twitter and they're like, "Hey, where did that poster come from? That looks awesome."
Are you sure it wasn't Duncan?
Yeah, no. Anyway, so we got the posters finished. They're printed on some really nice paper now, and we have those as well available at the booth to give away. What they do is they go through different options for enterprise voice solutions. So we talk about on-premises, we talk about cloud connector, we talk about on-premises PSTN connectivity, and of course we talk about PSTN calling.
Excellent.
I gotta share my little anecdote about PSTN calling. So I was literally here about 24 hours ago, doing the kind of final, like, the heavy lifting of doing the booth setup. We had a great team that came out. 90% of it was done. There's just a little bit of here and there that we had to do. And so I noticed, like, a couple of the users that we had signed up or set up for demo stations here, like, they didn't have PSTN calling set up. And I'm like, okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that. For context, we've always had PSTN calling capability here in the booth using a server. We would bring out a server, we bring out a gateway, we do a SIP trunking connection,
and then inevitably we would be like, why is it not working?
Oh wait, somebody like there are times that we bring in analog lines, and the analog lines would be screwed up, and then there were some times that we would do SIP trunking, and then of course there was a firewall issue or somebody didn't open up a port, so we're just going nuts, and we're going okay. But so here, what I did is I sat down literally right here, and I brought up the admin console, and I go, let's get some numbers. Okay, I'm gonna get some numbers in Orlando. Let's create a new location in Orlando. Okay, that's perfect. All right, assign. I was done in like 5 minutes. Walk over to the thing, look at the client, go and test, and it just works.
Little dial pad showed up, right?
It's so cool. So yes, the demo setup from the telephony perspective, infinitely easier than staring at logs and going like, why isn't the refer going through?
Oh, but and I got to tell you, so being the fact that we've been demo friends doing this, there is nothing more infuriating as all of your teammates are leaving and you're like, yep, not gonna go. Gotta stay. And this year, just as context, Jamie was the first one to say, where are we going to dinner this year? So that gives you a concept of how simple and how reliable it was for him.
That is definitely a treat.
One of the things I kind of thought I'd talk about. So I've been coming to Enterprise Connect now, 5 years? And it's evolved.
Yeah, definitely.
Used to be it used to be VoiceCon, right?
Right.
And,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, do I have it on me? Oh my gosh, I do. Okay, so this is the funniest thing. I found this in one of the sales offices. They were using it as a
no way.
Dude, no way. They were I don't know. I'm gonna hold up to the camera. Not only is this an actual VoiceCon USB stick, but even better, it is a Microsoft VoIP as you are stick.
No way.
This dates, I want to say, from 2009, it may be from 2008, and on it was contained the marketing video that we did about VoIP as you are, and telling our whole story about interoperability and being able to keep your existing PBX and then sit alongside it. I love it. Clearly, we're having a good time here. This is the first day of the show, but some really interesting insights, right? Yeah. It is no longer VoiceCon. I think that a lot of the discussion and a lot of the thinking for customers that are coming out here is now so much broader than voice.
Oh, yeah.
And now, a lot of the discussions that we're having with customers are very much about how can I move to the cloud? What's the best way for me to operate here going forward? And how should I be wrapping my head around it?
And one of the things around that even enables that even more is it's like, okay, what partners are along the journey with me, right? Like, we understand that, you can't flick a switch and go overnight. That would be #forklift. And I don't want that to be a hashtag we do. Ours is really like this blend in this world of hybrid and enabling, like with PSTN connectivity and the enablement of Skype meeting broadcast, even for somebody that's really just not quite moving to the cloud yet fully. It allows them to dip their toes in it, right?
That's absolutely right. It's interesting. I was on a panel earlier today, and that was one of the questions that the moderator posed to us. There's what are kind of the three kind of key things that we as panel members should be recommending to the audience that they ask their cloud providers, in order to try to differentiate between, true public cloud, communications offerings like what we have with Office 365 and other cloud wash kind of solutions that are hosted or that are they're really infrastructure or whatever. And that was absolutely one of the ones that I pulled out is like hybrid has to be there. You absolutely have to have both the capabilities operating on premises as well as the capabilities that are operating online. And I think that there's a myriad of reasons that's going to be there from from in some cases particular country requirements or legal requirements of being able to bring in your existing equipment, being able to bring in your existing circuits. Yep. And in addition to having just an orderly rollout going out to the cloud.
And not only that, but then having that purpose-built kind of infrastructure behind it, right? With AD and Azure AD, I mean, you really get that entire control across both of those. And you're seeing that in those conversations you're having is it's not just about what the capabilities are offered by moving to the cloud, but really how do I enable, extend, and create that reach that I need while IT still has that control and master fabric, right?
Speaking of partners, I actually had a conversation with a gentleman here who has done partnerships with Microsoft for a long time in the Office 365 space, primarily around SharePoint and some other products, but that has a voice business as well. And their voice business is really focused on how they can pull data and pull information out of old PBX systems and then put that into other PBX systems. He goes, "Could we do that with Skype for Business?" And I laughed and I go, "Well, yeah, it's actually really straightforward." I set up 20 lines of PowerShell to go and configure user phone numbers like that's something that you can automate just straight away, right? Yeah. But if you think about from a change management perspective, like I think a lot of more partners are going to be thinking about that sort of automating, like pulling out of the old on-premises circuit switched IPv6 stuff, pulling out that data, and then being able to just slot all those different pieces into Office 365.
Totally. And I think as we see, the journey with customers and partners moving to the cloud is, yes, cloud is the big word of the day, but it's not it's not something new to us. We've been doing this for over 10 years. Like
Absolutely.
we acquired Placeware
Oh boy.
in 2004 or 5. You
Yep.
think about that. That was meetings in the cloud,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Like, and so, I think what we're seeing as where we're now hearing it, and it's much more forward thinking, is you're actually seeing a lot of the booths and a lot of the things are really about extending voice into how people are going to work and be more productive together, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just about a DID and a PSTN connectivity anymore.
Yep. Most definitely.
Wow.
This has been great. Yeah, this has been a fantastic start. Any other pieces that we should cover off on?
No, I think the big one is that tomorrow night, for anybody that's going to be here, I'm going to have John Hoyer come join us. He actually runs some of the contact centers within Microsoft.
Oh,
using
fantastic.
historically Link and Skype for Business and some of our partner solutions. Really great insights there, and so we've got that. And then the other one is really make sure you tune in on Wednesday, right?
Oh yes, indeed.
So
on Wednesday, for those of you that know, I'm just bringing up the notes here so I make sure I got the URL correct. Okay. So on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, our CVP Zig Serafin, he's going to be up giving the keynote here at Enterprise Connect. This is one of several keynotes, but this is ours. And let me tell you, it is action packed. I had the opportunity to help out a little bit on the keynote last year, and I got to tell you, they really upped the game in terms of the announcements that they're bringing and everything else. Like it is nuts.
It is
so
chock full.
Yeah,
I guess is the right word.
And as a matter of fact, we are also going to be doing a Skype meeting broadcast of that. So aka.ms/EC Live, ECLIVE, is going to be the URL there.
And we'll post that not only I believe we posted on Twitter. We're also going to post it on Yammer, so you guys will be able to get to it.
Absolutely.
But that's 10 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday of this week.
Yep. There's literally too much news. It's just it's going to be wild.
And then we have our broadcast later that afternoon.
And we get to talk about everything.
We get to talk about
everything. It's so exciting. Oh my goodness. That'll be fantastic. Yeah. Excellent. So thanks for coming out. And definitely, give us some feedback either on Twitter or on Yammer. We have literally watched 95% of the expo hall vanish off into dinner and perhaps some cocktails. And I think it's time for us to get some food finally. I haven't had lunch yet.
Oh man, we definitely need to make sure we get you fed, Jim.
Anyway, hey, thanks everybody for coming out. It's always great. It's always great talking to you, and we'll be coming at you again tomorrow.
Excellent. I will be actually.
Yeah, this is right. Yeah, Sean's gonna be coming at you tomorrow. I'll be back on Wednesday. Awesome.
Excellent.
Thanks everybody.